Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Jorge Guardiola and I come from Universidad de Granada in Spain, and I'm going to introduce you to this topic, fighting poverty or destroying life, a critique to poverty fighting strategy from the Pluriverse vision. And my co-authors are also from Universidad de Granada, Ángel Ibáñez, Fernando García Quero, and Aurelio García. And it's a pleasure to share my thoughts with you. So I would like to introduce with I would like to start with this book, Poor Economics, which is a best-selling book from the laureate Nobel Prizes Banerjee and Duflo. And this book starts with this premise, the S-curve, which is also famous in development economics. And it says in a nutshell that this is the income today and this is the income in the future, right? So today this is zero and this is the greater the line, the greater the income. Today this is the income of someone, and below here is in the poverty trap zone. And why is he or she in the poverty trap zone? Because the S-curve tells us that uh, the income today right now will mean lower income in the future, right? So we are in a trap. We are not, this person is not increasing their incomes in the future to buy some education, sanitation, or opportunities for him or her or for the children. But outside the poverty trap zone, which is this line, and this is the income in the future, yes. So the income today this is the level of the income today. So in the future will be greater income, right? So this is to say, in a nutshell, that here you are poor because the income later is lower than the income today, and here you are outside the poverty trap because you're increasing your incomes, right? So this is the premise of the S-curve, and this is a recipe for development for everyone. So one size fits all. So it's like something we have to do in order to develop people or countries. It's like let them to have greater income in the future or allow the opportunity or create institutions uh, greater income in the future than they come today. So development is about some line of income. You have a line which is the top poverty trap. So development is about escaping this poverty trap according to this premise. So if we want people to live a good life, so they should break free from this poverty trap and by envisioning or ensuring a higher future income. This is the premise, right? We are going to criticize this premise. So how we are going to criticize it? So, first point, we consider that some people, not all the people, not everyone, but some that are labeled as poor by academics, international agencies, and donors are not really poor. Not all the labeled poor, but some poor people are not really poor, as a matter of speaking. So they are perceived as such. This is the first premise we're going to put as a criticism of the S-curve. Second premise is that the development strategy to have higher income in the future conflicts with important core institutions in many cultures. And lastly, thirdly, the strategy of having greater income in the future will contribute to or aggravate some global problems such as climate change and social inequality, and also erosion of social capital, which is this related to the other 2 points. So first point, some people are labeled as poor. Those are some pictures of people here in Guatemala, in Ecuador, here in Tibet, in Peru, China, Peru too. This is the Greenland, and this is the Maasai in Kenya. So these people are labeled as they might be considered as poor, but some scientific evidence, this is my experience, this is scientific evidence, I also have some scientific evidence here, they have proven that these people are not really poor in a matter of happiness, right? So maybe they have not much income, but they are feeling very good in their lives. So what is poverty? Is having a lot of money instead of having not much money, or is having a good life? So this challenges the definition of poverty, right? Not only scientific evidence in happiness, but also we have some literature who builds on, who reinforces this. This is Serge Letouche, Lot Afrique, the research of Norbert Hodge, or Marcel Sarins, or Carl Polanyi, who says that economic transformation will erode some important aspects of life that permits us to live a happy life, or a life that was to be lived, right? I'm not going to go through this book because I don't have much time. Second point, this strategy will uh, challenge or will confront some important institutions. And since this Congress is about Africa, I'm thinking about particularly Ubuntu, which is what, like a framework. Uh, we scholars in Europe have had the opportunity to study as a framework of moral values in Africa. So if we challenge the values of Ubuntu in the first column with the S-Corps values in the second column, so we see that Ubuntu talks about we and the S-Corps talks about I. My pain is your pain, my salvation is your salvation, says Ubuntu, but the S-Corps goes more for individual accumulation and individual success. The good of the individual and the good of the community are interwoven for Ubuntu, but here in the S-Corps, the good of the individual is the good of the community. It really doesn't care about the community. Compassion and humanism against individualism, harmony and friendship against capital accumulation, rules. Ubuntu has its roots in oral tradition of ancestors. S-Corps has its roots in capitalism ideology. I am because we are is another maximum of Ubuntu. I am because I earn money and escape from poverty will be kind of the maximum of the S-Corps. Right actions are those that benefit the community, but right actions are those that permit me to obtain more money, would be the moral values of S-Corps, right? Reconciliation and spirituality against individualism and earning money. So we have a strong confrontation here. Third point, contributing with global problems like higher inequality, environmental degradation, or erosion of social capital. Well, if we continue to grow and having more money in the future and buying more and producing more, it will create problems. Well, we know, all of us, we know about these climatic change problems and increasing inequalities. Maybe the growth will be a good solution for big countries to live a more simple and healthy lives rather than focusing on us and making others earn more money and making them sell their labors and take out of their uh, social traditions. Um, how can we land this in digitalization? Well, if we take this into consideration, digitalization in Africa will be, in my humble view, desirable only if it preserves the moral values that permits people to live happy lives, right? And not only increasing income. I'm not saying that in some parts of the world it's good to increase income, but maybe it's not a solution for one size fits all solution, right? For everybody. So it should be taking people into account. Also for digitalization. So, and it should be something that reinforces moral values that people have chosen to live rather than replacing this for capitalism values. So it could not be, digitalization could not be part of a capitalism neocolonialism project, in my view. So the challenge should be to have digitalization while preserving Ubuntu. So this is from my side. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm happy to read your questions. Goodbye. Thank you.